Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back once again with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one, and first hand was a non-starter. Second one is tempting, but we need to high roll into a land. We only have one draw to do so is the problem. So that gives us what? We have 21 or 23, 22. We need an untapped land. I guess that we don't need an untapped land, but getting a forest would be ideal. Actually, I guess any will do. So really we have access to 22. I'll say 21 because we don't want Bajuka Bog. So 21 hits. I mean, it's greater than 33%, which would be nice. We only have one draw to do it. I mean, I've taken worse hands. If we hit it, then we're in a good spot. If we don't, we're in trouble. Screw it. Let's end it. Drop the Ugin. And then Gemstone Cavern. And I think we will exile the Ugin and pass. Alright, we need to hit a land. Land or bust. Fetch looks like it might be energy. Could be prowess instead. Looking like prowess. Okay. So we really need a land here. We have no room for error. Yeah. Never punished. Let's Gemstone Cavern. We could go for blue. No, we have blue, so we'll go for red. Malevolent Rumble. And then I'm going to go with Eldrazi Temple. Alright, we'll pass. So this does allow us for a kicked Myco spawn next turn, which is tempting. If they Quarry Steelcutter though, I'm a little bit concerned. Preordained trigger, so no Quarry Steelcut. If they're short on lands, then a kicked Myco spawn will put us into a pretty good position. They top draw, so no way they're missing a land, right? Okay, but it's a tapped land, and that is relevant. Alright, they'll attack for 2. I'll take. Down to 17. And draw. Emrakul. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will kick a Sowing Myco spawn. Take the steam vents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we draw into an Ugin, we can't cast it. So I'm going to instead play or grab a Temple. That way we can cast Null Drifter next turn. We have access to 7, 10. We're 3 short on Emrakul. If we block with Myco Spawn, I mean, we'll snap block. Slick Shot Show Off into exile. That's a bit scary, but we will have a blocker. To hold up the K return. I mean, I think a flying blocker might be better, right? Yeah, I think a flying blocker might just be better. Draw 2. We'll pass. We have 2 K returns. As long as we don't die, we can clear board. Yeah, plotted Slick Shot is scary, I will admit. I forget if they can give it trample. Growth doesn't. I think I forget about what's that one card that gives it double strike? There's a Slick Shot. And like I said, I'll snap block across the board. So bolt, target me down to 14, okay. Violent Urge. Okay, first strike is fine. Okay, so yeah, first strike, not trample. Good, good, good. Talisman of Curiosity. So if I go... Yeah, I think we just K return here. Actually, hold up. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 short. So yes, I think we just K return here. Just sweep and then hold up K command. Hold up K command X2. We have 5 types. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1 short. This K command will get us to Emrakul next turn to re-trigger K return. Does opponent have nothing? Looks like they have nothing. I guess a good question is, have we learned our lesson? The answer is no. I mean, I think an Emrakul on board pretty much gives us the game. Whereas if I didn't have any follow-up, I feel like I would hold this K command. So bottom, top, draw, Sanctum, 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. So actually, I can 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can play the Talisman first. And then cast Emrakul. Triggers. I think I'll just grab a Saris 7 Deaths at this point. Lightning Bolt, target me, down to 11. Lightning Bolt, target me, down to 8. Jesus. And Bone skips it up. Alright, so that is a win against Prowess for game 1. We did adjust our sideboard, and it might be a little bit controversial, but I think it might be right. We did end up going with Trinisphere, cutting 1 Jailer, and cutting the 4th K return. And we'll cut down 2 Karn, cut a Ghost Quarter, cut a Bajuka Bog. And that should allow us to play as is. Alright, let's run it back. As per usual, 1 Karn is nice in certain situations. Sometimes just a turn 2 Liquid Metal and or EE, Chalice on 1, Chalice on 2, etc. can be solid. There's the option of maybe we just cut Karn for the 3rd Chalice. There's a thought to that. Just do this. Like, if we do that, I mean, we have a lot of interaction with them then. Turn 1 Chalice of the Void is solid. This hand looks good, though. We go Windswept Teeth, fetch, and then, yeah, we can play with this. Drawn to a Soul Land would be awesome for a turn 2 Chrysalis or turn 2 Command, depending. Steam Vent Shock for a Swift Spear? No, a DRC. Okay. Bit slower. Find the Kozilek's return. That is good. We will fetch. And we'll fetch for a forest and go blue. Maybe go red. Sprawl. At the same time, we don't have access to blue yet, so yeah, we'll go blue. We have 2 sources of red in hand. Thundering Falls, trigger. Yeah, I think I need to be more comfortable with just like cutting Karn entirely, bringing in... Why would they not attack? That's weird. Saris 7 Deaths. So we could go Stomping Ground, Shock, play Talisman. Also, I could just play the Talisman and then tap the Stomping Ground. That would allow me to play the Chrysalis next turn. Yes, holding up the K return feels a bit bad, so we're going to go Talisman of Impulse, play Stomping Ground tapped, and pass. Why would they not attack? It's so weird to me. 3. Plays Corey Steelcutter, triggers DRC. And then keeps it on top, so no delirium incoming. Lava dart, target me. They keep it on top, I imagine. Yep, this is fine. 2 types in yard. I'll take 3 here. Wooded foothills. Okay, so we have some interesting options then. We already have the stomping ground here though, so I need to hold up a red source. So let's go wooded foothills. Fetch. For green. Play. Oh, actually, I have to do it like this. Red. And Writhing Chris. So now we have X equals 1 command. We also just have a K return. So we have options. Draw. Another Corey Steel Cutter. Trigger DRC. That's probably what was on top, if I'm willing to bet. Keeps it on top again. Monk token. Lightning bolt target me. Okay. DRC trigger. Go to combat. So what I'll do then is I will go blocking like what? So go to blocks. I do want to kill the monk. In retrospect, I actually probably should have cast the return prior to the Prowess trigger. So go to blocks. Block here, and block here. Before damage. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. K return. I mean, a mutagenic growth saves the 2 monks. Yeah. Oof. So there's the mutagenic growth. You only take 8 down to 2. Yeah. I say only 8. Maybe I should have K command instead. Yeah, in retrospect, maybe that would have been right. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could have exiled spawn. Because now we're dead. Yeah, so I think there's a few things that may... I mean, if I cast the K return earlier, it wouldn't have mattered, right? They still would have cast the growth to get everything but the DRC out of range. I mean, I could have played it, obviously, on my turn. I guess there... Okay. So I already kind of knew this, but this kind of reaffirms something I already knew, which means we really should be playing at sorcery speed against decks like Prowess. So I want to cut the gemstone, bring back in the Ghost Quarter. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what I'm taking away from that, is I really should be a little bit more mindful of playing at sorcery speed if it is damage based. If it is like straight up removal in the way of K command, then we can play it whenever. But if it is damage based, we really should be playing at sorcery speed. I'll keep. I mean, if we Windswept Teeth, fetch Commercial District into Lab, we have a K return on 2. Otherwise, we have a K return on 3. Fetch. Thundering Falls. So slow start. Corey Steelcutter to Yard, that's surprising. Potentially looking for a land. Trigger. Sanctum of Ugin to Yard. Draw. Misty Rain. We go Talisman or a Rumble? Go Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. I think a blocker isn't a bad idea, so we'll go Rumble here. Go Null Drifter so we can re-trigger the K return. We'll pass. Hold up the ability to respond off chance that's relevant. 3 types into Yard right now, so Emrakul currently costs 10. I will sack it. And looks like they're off of lands. They took a risky hand. That Stone spawn would have been nice, so I think we just go... Do we just go Talisman of Curiosity, or do we go Verdant Catacombs Hold? We go Verdant Catacombs Hold. Yes. Yes. They found their land. What do you play is the question. Slick Shot Show Off maybe? Potentially plot it. Corey Steel Cut. And pause on end step. I'll fetch for a Stomping Grounds tapped. Kozilek's command. So I can Misty Rainforest here. Fetch for a forest. Play Sowing Mycospawn. And just out of sake of caution, we'll make it uncounterable. Trigger. I'm going to grab an Ugin Lab and imprint the Drifter. And then pass. We'll push up the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it'll be too short for the K command. Or not too short for the Emrakul. EI resolves. Imagine it was still looking for a land, because they've been missing land drops. They found their land. Mishra's Bauble, trigger Corey Steel. I might try and bait them into casting something. Because they could always lava dart the... Okay, so yeah, I'm going to bait them here. So go to blocks. Mutagenic growth. In response, I'm going to K command. I'm going to scry draw an exile. And done. Alright, we drew into Malevolent Rumble, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 short on the Emrakul, and 1 short on a 7-mana value spell. Let's see. We need to hold up a red source regardless. I'm going to start off with a Rumble. We have a talisman already. Do we have a creature? We do not have a creature. And we already have an instant. So we can choose between Null Drifter and Mycospawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go Mycospawn. And then reduce the number of lands they have again. Again, make it uncounterable. Trigger. And this time we'll grab a temple. Steam Vent Shock. Do you have a consigned memory? Interesting that you didn't use that earlier. Alright, well, I will grab a temple and pass. No attacks, and pass. DRC. Could it give it haste, theoretically, if you have nothing else to do? Mutagenic growth, triggers Gory's Steel. They chose to shock, though, interestingly. I guess they have to target the DRC. Really? That's a bold way to use that. Utopia Sprawl's mana neutral. Go for red. Knowing that they have consign is concerning. 1, 2... I guess we can make it uncountable regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will cost me 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we can play the talisman. Trigger. Do you have a consign for the trigger? Clearly you can't counter the body. They do have a counter for the trigger. And next turn we can truly sweep board with Return into Drift. And I'll cast the Talisman. For good measure. I mean, what do you do about a 13/13 that's bearing down on you? You're forced to attack into the DRC, so you won't have any flyers. I mean, unless you can deal with the Emrakul, I win on the spot. So either one of two choices, deal with the Emrakul or win. Otherwise, I believe they lose to Emrakul in the following turn. Gory's Steel Cutter triggers the DRC. They can trigger both Gory's Steel Cutters. So they can go a bit wide, but I don't think wide enough, right? Bolt, target me, double triggers Decory Steel. DRC triggers. We're down to 14 now. Lava Dart, target me, down to 13. So you can block this, block this, block this. Most they can do now is a mutagenic growth. I guess double mutagenic growth would be 4. Would that be enough? Maybe I should have, instead of blocking the DRC, blocked the monk with the Emrakul. Yeah, in retrospect, I think that is correct. Because that's 6, 7. Oh, no shot. Oh, I was right. So yeah, I misplayed there. I think I die now. 9 plus 2, 11. No, I'm down to 2. Right? Right? Okay. Yes, so we did misplay though. Should have bolted the creature. GG's. Yeah, I did almost misplay. Because if I had just simply blocked the monk with Emrakul, then it would have been a much better situation. So I think, in retrospect, knowing that DRC, no matter what's going to stay at 3 power, while it is evasive, I don't need to block that when I just win on the backswing the following turn. So with the possibility of a double mutagenic growth, the best play in that moment is to block the other monk instead, because it's going to mitigate upwards of 9 damage, right? Though I guess they could have just put that onto the monk with trample. So interesting, really interesting stuff. But that said, that there will be match 1. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. I mean, this is very top deck heavy, but I will keep it. Because we go Gemstone Cavern. What do we imprint, though? We could just imprint the Verdant Cat. Or we could imprint the Stomping Grounds. At the very least, we'll probably play the Commercial District. We have no playables on 1. So I think we go... Yeah, I'll go Verdant Cat. And pass. Seachrome Coast. Okay, passing. KGC. So if we play, I guess it doesn't matter as far as that's concerned. So we could go Worldbreaker or imprint Worldbreaker now. Eldrazi Temp. I mean, that's a castable next turn, so I think we just give ourselves as many options as possible by tucking Worldbreaker. That way, next turn, if we draw into, let's say, a K command or a Writhing Chrysalis, a Sowing Mycospawn, we have more lines available to us. Urza Saga could be Affinity. If we can go KGC on 2, we'll be in a pretty good position even into Affinity, right? They had no turn 1 plays, no Emery, no Tameo. It'd be weird for them not to have any artifacts, right? Could be Hammer. Pithy Needle naming what? Karn the Great Creator? Or Ugin's Lab? It's Ugin's Lab, that's fine. If it's Karn, that would be unfortunate. Opponent just knows what they need. I mean, just playing the KGC can be impactful, so I think we do go E-Temp. Play the KGC. We can't activate KGC, but it is now something that kind of holding them back, right? You currently have access to 5 mana, 6 next turn. KGC would have been nice, but Pith Needle had to ruin my fun. So they can make a construct, so it does look like Affinity, yes. We do lock down the Mox Opal at the very least. Draw. K-Return. K-Return's not enough, but we can set up for a sweep the following turn. Let's go Commercial District. Forest to Yard. Drawing into bricks right now. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Alright, well, they'll make a Saga, so they're going to be able to kill Karn, basically, is what they're setting up to do, because it's going to be 3 power toughness, so I can't K-return it. Yep. Like I said, I can set up the sweep at least. 1. Maybe I should have... Well, I guess no. If we had done that, then we would just seen the forest. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thought is I could bring back World Breaker, that way draw into a 7 mana value spell. We'd be in a decent position. Now that K-Return looks a bit worse off, because then they could just sack that to clear my yard. So KGC down. Nothing I can do about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it make sense to return World Breaker to hand? Because we draw into a temple, then we can play it. If we draw into a 7 mana value spell, we can play either. We also could just get rid of Emery here. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we do that. Emery down. Slow Guy Lantern can sweep my... Jesus. Boy, oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will play the Windswept Teeth. We're going to take 10 at the very least here. Yikes. That is brutal. Mishra's Bauble. Spell Bomb. The problem is that now it's out of K-Return range. Portable Hole, just add insult to injury. That's 16. Down to 4. End step. Fetch. Down to 3. The problem now is the Spell Bomb can just kill me because they bounce the World Breaker back to hand. Yeah? Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. So we can't go Emrakul. If we World Break, we exile a construct, but then they Aether Spellbomb me and then kill me. So the World Breaker does nothing of value here. So we're playing to our outs. We want as much mana as possible. So in that case, we'll just pass and draw. Okay, yeah, we'll concede. So that is Affinity, loss for game 1. Yeah, that Pithing Needle is just so well timed. Brutal. For Affinity, my sideboard plan does change a bit now, doesn't it? Let's see. Against Affinity initially, we were cutting for Dismember, and yeah, we still want to. So in that case, Dismember in. Trinisphere really isn't needed here. Oh, Nismo to have in a moment. And we want to cut Gemstone and Ghost Quarter, keep Bog, and run it back. And nothing else we really need to bring in on the play for game 2. Okay, Command X1. There's a thought about playing Bog on 1, but I think we just go Temple, pass, so we'll keep. Play Temple, pass, we'd find a fetch, then we can go into a Null Drifter, evoke, either that or hold that. Pass, nope, Bobble, Opal, Emery, question marker, Tameo. Lava Spur, okay. Draw. Commercial District. I mean, we don't have any castable short of Command right now. If they had the Tameo, I feel like they would have played it. So I think we go Commercial District to set up for the Kozilek's return. Trigger KGC. Yeah, we'll put KGC on top and pass. And hold. Next turn we have a K Command X2. Still short on the Emery, but we can, of course, K return. Saga will be a problem. Not right away. Thoughtcast resolves. Draws 2. Still has 2 mana up. Passing. I'll play a Forest and pass. We can't play Karn yet. And they're angling for a construct, they're just going to hold. So I'm hoping that they have a castable, but not a Kappa. Kappa would be a problem. Another Saga. Yeesh. Could be holding up a Consign. I can't not cast the command is the problem. So they're holding up a Consign, they have it. Not to mention a Metallic Dispute, or Rebuke, Metallic Rebuke. Blue. For Consign, that allows them to hold up mana for the Construct. Saga will make the cut. Or not Saga, but Lab will make the cut. 2, 4, 6. We will imprint the Null Drift. The question then becomes, yes, we have to cast the Karn. Let's play the KGC and see if it resolves. If it doesn't, then that means they can't make a construct at least. So now we can plus Karn. Right now they have 1, 2. Actually, no, they can't. Oh, they should have made the construct. They messed up. So in that case, I'm going to get rid of Bridge. Yes. No reason to minus right now. 2, 4, 6. Short on Sire next turn. Of course, they're going... They're going to Pithy Needle, though, so maybe I should have minused. I mean, Bridge was already... Yeah, I should have minused, I think. Maybe for EE? Soul Guide Lantern. Why Soul Guide Lantern there instead of Pithy Needle. Unless they have Pithy Needle in hand. Another Saga. Make Construct, that's fine. We can sweep for 0. Another Sire's 7 deaths. Yeah, why not Pithy Needle? Confused. Yes. EE for 0. On 2. I mean, they're not going to activate it before, and not to mention we want to keep them off of Kappa. Jukabog, target you, and hold. They can't make a construct. Next turn we have a Sire's 7 deaths. Again though, why not go Pithy Needle? I should have grabbed EE to start with, unless, did they cut Pithy Needle? There's no way they cut Pithy Needle, right? That'd be crazy. 4, so we can sweep next turn. Okay, return and pass. 2, 4, 7, so Sire into Sire. And Bone Scoops. Interesting. Yeah, the fact they never once grabbed Needle tells me that they cut it. And they didn't play it at all either. Weird. We'll cut an Emrakul and run it back. In retrospect, though, I definitely should have went for EE. I'll keep. We would love to see another lab off top. Myco Spawn is not it. I will tuck. I'm gonna say a Sire's 7 deaths here. And pass. Hold up Dismember. No artifacts, which is interesting. Saga Trigger resolves. Mox Amber. Could be for Emery. Emery ETB. And I will Dismember Emery. Emery down. And opponent scoops on the spot? That's weird. I mean, I'll take the win. So, can't complain about that. 2 wins into our league so far. We'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3. On the draw for game 1, I will keep. We'll go Wooded Foothills Fetch for a Forest, Utopia's Sprawl for red, into Lab, into Chrysalis for Myco Spawn kicked on turn 3. I mean, yeah, maybe the second Writhing Chrysalis is good. Who knows? Reveals Devourer. Okay, could be a mirror match. We'll pass. Let's take a look. It is Tron, so not a mirror match, but if they have natural Tron, we are in a bit of trouble. So looking like it will be. Okay, so instead what we'll do is Ugin Lab, Imprint Emrakul, cast Talisman, and pass. Next turn, Wooded Foothills. I don't think it matters what we go for, whether it be a forest or otherwise, but we'll go forest, Utopia Sprawl, red, then be able to Writhing Chris. Here's the power plant, so they do have the tower. Ugin. So yes, we will go Wooded Foothills, fetch. Opponent's Tinkin, forest, sprawl for red. Now, we could do one of two things here, right? We could go Ghost Quarter and set them back. That actually might be the right move. So yeah, I think we'll do that, in fact. Cast Soin Mycospawn for Ghost Quarter. It's not my preferred, but I think it is right. So it keeps them off of what they need. What did you exile here? You exiled a power plant, so we'll probably go after the power plant if you fetch for tower. In that case, draw, and I'm going to Ghost Quarter the power plant now. And then pass in full. They crack the map. This means they do nothing else the entire turn, basically. Maybe play a Mindstone or Talisman. Actually, not even that, so they find another power plant. Well, I guess, yeah, they can still play Mindstone or Talisman, yeah. It's not like they're floating mana. There's the power plant. And passing. We'll play Writhing Chrysalis, triggers. So we have a turn 4 Ugin in hand, and Ugin being a very good card should get us there, I think. Play Commercial District, trigger. Lab, confirming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 with the Stomping Grounds, so that can go to Yard. And go to Combat for 3. Alright, opponent. Do you have it? Are you a Dismember? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the long run, Soin Mycospawn is going to deal more than 4 damage, so that is worth it. Though, arguably, you might want to actually hit the Writhing Chrysalis. You did have the tower in hand. Look at you, you lucky duck. So you already had Natural Tron. Well, damn. So you have 8 mana available to you. Do you have a KGC? The worst case scenario here actually is going to be a Thought-Knot Seer to hit our Ugin. That would be unfortunate. Because we can get Ugin on board and leave it uncontested, then we're in a good spot. If they devour, they'll eat the Utopia Sprawl. That would be fine. Looks like that's where they're playing their Ugin, which will still eat the Utopia Sprawl. The big thing is that we can still hit their Ugin where they cannot hit ours. Unless they unless they go 0 into a Thought-Knot. Or even a Glaring Flesh Rake. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, Karn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is still fine. Yes. Because we can, if they minus Karn, we can kill Karn. Oh, we definitely need to deal with Ugin as well. Interesting. The question of the day, do you minus Karn, and then for what? For Sundering Titan. Well, that's frightening. Because that then does protect the Ugin. Okay. Well, let's go to our turn. Draw. our own KGC. Well, now this is fascinating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sundering Titan. We can stop them from playing. No, well, 2, 4, 5. No, we can't, is the problem. So we can't stop them from casting that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here's what we can do. So I'm going to cast my Ugin. Trigger, trigger. Oh, I need 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we'll still be short 1 for that. Oh, no, we won't. We won't. We'll be fine. So I need to Stomach Ground, Shock. Trigger, trigger. Because then we'll have 4 from the Ugin. Done. No targets. Go to combat. Hit their KGC. KGC down. Ugin for 0. Play KGC. Ugin trigger, no targets. We'll take out 2 lands, leaving me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I mean, we could minus KGC for a liquid metal coating, but then it runs the risk of being hit by a Thought-Knot Seer. So I'm a bit hesitant to do that right away. Instead, thinking about just plussing. Though I guess if we go KGC, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're going to be out 2. So it'd be really 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, you could add another type to Yard for 8. But that's not enough for the Emrakul. So instead, I think we might just bridge. If we minus our bridge, that would be fine. Then eventually we can liquid metal coating to start targeting their Ugin, right? Hell, we could even Stone Brain next turn. Actually, that might be the right move. We'll minus KGC. For the Stone Brain. And then pass. Because we can't let them get to Ulamog, basically. Plus Ugin. Another tower. There's Sundering Titan. ETB trigger. No targets from Ugin. They'll hit 2. Yep. I have no great way of dealing with Titan, unfortunately. They have 3 mana, but they're passing. Okay. I mean, I guess the best way would be with Emrakul, but we're kind of short there, aren't we? No reason to 0, is there? I mean, I guess if we 0, we can play the Null Drift. Because, yeah, what I'm afraid of most right now is Ulamog. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that fact. Play Stonebrain, trigger, no targets. Stonebrain, target you, name Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. What? Huh. Well, I wasn't expecting that, I'll be completely honest. No Ulamogs. So yeah, if we just took the Glaring Flesh Raker, we'd be in a better position right now. Huh. Well, now that's just fascinating. Sire's 7 deaths next turn is something to worry about, though. We could plus Ugin. We need bridge, but we need bridge plus something else. Because Sire will be on board. We need to deal with this Ugin, but we can't. Oh, this sucks hard. How do we manage this? The Sire's a problem. We could minus Karn, but if they get the Glaring Flesh Rake out, we lose. But if we don't get Bridge, we're also going to lose. But if we don't deal with the Ugin, we also, well, lose. Weird. Plus Ugin. Writhing Chris. So we have a way to deal with the Sire next turn. At least to block it. So I'm going to minus the Karn. And grab Liquid Metal Coating. At that point, I'll pass. I wonder if after killing their Karn, the best thing we could have done was just plus the Ugin so we got to 11 first. That might have been right. If you don't have a land to play, you attack Ugin or Karn. If we attack Karn, we have to block. If you attack Ugin, I don't. Okay, so I have to block then. Because I need Karn to be able to tag the Ugin. There's a Glaring Flesh Rake. And there's a Sire's 7 deaths. I guess they can also play the map and then crack the map for another. I guess they can't crack the map because of Karn, right? World Breaker. World Breaker's a bit late to the party, isn't it? Well, actually, we're just a bit short. We would need 2 more mana. That Sunbreaking Titan actually did a ton of damage because if we had 2 more mana, then I could Liquid Metal Ugin and then World Break, but we don't. We can push Ugin to 11, play the Writhing Chrysalis, and the Liquid Metal Coating. plus Ugin. The biggest thing is they can't ignore Karn nor Ugin right now. Temple. Temple's good. But I still don't have enough mana now for both Liquid Metal plus Breaker. 2, 4, 5, 6. We can still Writhing Chrysalis. So Writhing Chrysalis, Ugin trigger, no targets. Creates 2 spawns. Then cast Liquid Metal Coating. No targets. I can plus on nothing. So Karn's up to 2. The problem is Karn's guaranteed to die, right? 5, yeah, Karn's guaranteed to die. So maybe the Liquid Metal Coating was wrong. Or at least not plussing on, let's say, a land. Liquid Metal on Ugin. And at this point, I guess I can't pass in full. I need to be able to sack. So they go to combat now. Yeah, Karn needs to die, but they can't ignore the Ugin either. Go to blocks. I can block you for 5, but that's still going to be 2. No matter what. I might as well block the Glaring Flesh Rake, but then I definitely die, don't I? Yeah, I can't soak up enough damage there. I can block there, but to no real point. Yeah, so in retrospect, I think here's what I should have done. I think upon getting Ugin on board, the best move I could have made is instead of Karn, probably instead just plus Ugin and get ahead of theirs. Because realistically speaking, in this matchup, the first person to ult Ugin wins, right? So I think that was my misplay here. Because at this point, we're going to pass in full. The thing is, they're going to Glaring Flesh Rake first. So that way they get all the triggers and should just win. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So we should just lose here on the spot. And they play it right at least. Glaring Flesh Rake and Glaring Flesh Rake and the Glaring Flesh Rake. Huh. And then everything that they cast is going to deal us 3 damage. They have another 10 in exile, basically. Yep. So I'm just going to concede at this point. So yes. In retrospect, I think casting Karn was actually the wrong choice. I think just uptaking Ugin to 11 was correct after we got rid of Karn. Because after getting rid of Karn, then they're going to have a hard time dealing with Ugin in a meaningful way. Yes, they're going to cast the World Breaker the following turn, but we still would have been able to cast Karn, right? Yeah, okay. So that's good to note. I think what we learned there is that resolving the Karn really didn't have as much of an impact in comparison to whatchamacallit, in comparison to ulting Ugin first. Because if we had ulted Ugin first, then we would have been able to probably win by comparison. Because we would have been able to ult their Ugin. Yeah, I think ult their Ugin and win. I did see Thought Knot, so I do want Dismember in. We can cut the Gemstone and cut... What do I cut for Eldrazi Tron, actually? I guess Bojuka Bog, right? Because we don't need Bojuka Bog in this matchup. Was still surprised we didn't see a single Ulamog. That was a surprise. On the play for game 2, I will keep I got into 6. Go Breeding Pool, Shock, Utopia Sprawl for red, Temple, Myco Spawn, Devour's revealed, Breeding Pool, Shock, for red, and pass, and pass. Let's see what you exile. Could be relevant with this Ghost Quarter. Nope. Double Karn and Ugin. Interesting. Mine. Map. Draw. KGC. Okay. Well, let's go Temple. Sowing Myco Spawn. Right now we have access to 3 non-Eldrazi mana. What I'm going to do in that case is grab Ugin's Lab. Imprint Cyrus 7 Deaths. And then pass. This way we can play Karn and Liquid Metal in the same turn. And pass. Temple. So no Tron. Mind Stone, that's fine. That is going to be their undoing. This should just result in the win then. We can go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. KGC for the win. Minus KGC for a Liquid Metal Coating. Go to combat. Go to upkeep. Target Temple and pass. At most, they would be able to Kate command there. They got nothing. Phone scoops. Okay. So win for game 2, on to game 3. Bring back the Gemstone Cavern and cut an Emrakul. And run it back. I will keep. So I'm going to go Gemstone into Sire. Insulate it from a Thought Knot. Rumble. Set up for a Myco Spawn. So we want to ditch the Utopia Sprawl. I got into 5. Short of a turn 2 Thought Knot, I think we have the win here. Reveals Devourer. A Gemstone. Pitch the Sprawl. And pass. Best thing we can find out the Rumble is probably another Myco Spawn. Because that would insulate us from a Thought Knot on 2. Temple, pass, draw, another Sire, Imprint, Sire, 7 deaths, Malevolent Rumble. I'll grab a Sanctum of Ugin. And pass. Best thing they could play here then is a K command to reduce the spawn count. We'll pass. Tower. If they have the K command, they need to cast it here. They do not. Temple. Kick. I'll go after Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do have a K command, so yeah, they misplayed there by not getting rid of our our spawn. That was a misplay on their part. K command for 1. Should probably play it safe and go for a Ghost Quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then next turn we can 7 for Sire. Go Ugin Sire. Grab another, whatchamacallit. Swing Micro Spawn. Okay. Do you have a Karn? If so, you leave it open. Thought Knot Seer grabs the Sire 7 death. That is okay. Guess the only way to have avoided that was to insulate it with another Ugin Lab. Let's see what we draw before cracking this Ghost Quarter. Draw. K command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see here. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can X7. I mean, you could scry draw. How we could even trigger Sanctum. Tempting. It's also just tempting to exile the Thought Knot Seer right now. I also could just go 1, 2, 3. Hold up Ghost Quarter. We have 3 types in yard, go up to 5. 5, 7, 12. We'd be short 1. Descry draw or not descry draw? I'm going to be greedy, I think. X equals 5. Trigger. Next turn, we're going to be able to cast a Sire. Oh no, Sire, so that's the A, so in Myco Spawn. Okay, so I want to pitch the Cavernous Souls. Let's see here. We could go Temple top, or we could draw into the Temple. That way they only can grab the Myco Spawn. Could also Rumble earlier. Set up more types in yard, but we don't have access to an Emrakul right now. So, okay, let's do this. Rumble, top, Null Drifter, top, Ugin, top, and Temple, top. And pass. No attacks. And pass. You have a Glaring Flesh Rake, maybe? blocks. Clearing Flesh Rake, yes. Draw. I guess the one downside here is I wouldn't be able to cast the Sowing Myco spawn, but that should be okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugin. Done. We can at least draw into the Drifter. And Bone Scoops. Alright. Solid stuff. I'll take the win, even though we definitely made a significant mistake in game 1. That said, though, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look, shall we? Yes, I can keep this. So Ugin Lab, Tuck Drifter, play Talisman. Imprint. Maybe. Maybe not. Imprint. Pass. This way, next turn we can Misty Rainforest fetch for a forest. Utopia Sprawl into Malevolent Rumble. Hers is mine, so it looks like it's Tron again. World Breaker is solid. Misty Rain fetch. For a forest. Sprawl. I think we keep for red. And Malevolent Rumble. We'll grab the Talisman of Curiosity since we already have a land drop. This way, if they interact with the spawn, we still are able to cast the World Breaker next turn. And pass. And Bone Scoops it up. Yeah, I think they saw what was up. I mean, that is, what, turn 3, 7 mana? So pretty hard for them to deal with. Let's go to game 2 sideboard. We, of course, bring in Consign to Memory as well as Dismember. We got the K return, the Bog, and an Emrakul. And run it back. Alrighty. On the draw for game 2. If we draw into a 7 mana value spell, this seems good. I'll keep. So we go Utopia Sprawl for red, Ugin's Lab, and then we're able to K command X2 into a Mega Spawn on turn 3. Yeah, that seems right. I'm gonna keep 6, we'll pass, no pregame actions, no Devourer, Urza Mine, and pass, pretty weak start. Karn on 2 is gonna close it out. Go for red. As much as I love Tron, and I really do. Oh, well, we still need a 7 mana value spell. We still need a 7 mana value spell. We have 11 hits, go. 10 hits. That worked. Because we did cut an Emrakul. Tuck the Ugin. Ooh, hold on. Otawara. This is blue Tron. Okay. I have concerns. So, yeah, they could X equals 1 condescend. That would kind of suck. So, I wonder if a K command X1 is actually good here. We also could just Utopia Sprawl. Oh, interesting. I've hit my land draw for turn. We could K command for X1, which would play around the condescend. I mean, the Soin Mega Spawn would also allow me to ramp regardless, and unless they're on main deck consign. So the ramp here might actually be correct. So let's Soin Mega Spawn cast. I would like to have kicked it, but I think this is correct because we can ramp regardless. They can condescend the creature, but not the trigger, unless once again they have main deck consign. Huh. Well, wasn't expecting that one. That was unexpected. Huh. Okay. Well. Huh. Learn something new every day. Tower. Clarion Flesh Rake. What is this? Portent for 2? What? Choose Portent and Urza's Tower. So kind of just like a draw 2 at that point. KGC. I mean, at this point, unless they have a force. KGC? Do you have a force? I imagine that you do if you're willing to put shields down, right? Subtlety. So Portent out. You know what? I'm gonna put this to bottom. I really would like a land drop. And pass. Weird. Never mind. They should play the tower because we already knew about the tower. That's not a land. Cast Karn? Condescend? Maybe we should have cast the K command as a permission spell. Of course, we're playing around the condescend. Oh, it's just another consign. Okay, never mind. Nothing we could do there. I mean, I guess we still could have gone command as a permission spell. So maybe that was still correct in the grand scheme. The tower. Weird. Malevolent Rumble. Let's start there. Does this resolve? Holy hell, it resolves. Okay, like I said, I would like a land. At the same time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, we're pretty close, but I think I need to go to a land. Of course, we could just go Talisman, but hitting the land drop seems a bit better here. Land drop. For red. Hold up the K command. Because we would have been at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he would have been short. They also didn't have any straight up counter spells, no condescends. This only replaces the spawn. So casting a Kozilek's right now is probably not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drawing to a land, though, does get us the Ugin. So let's pause on end step. Return this to hand. I mean, we have so many other 7 mana value spells. Because we can play every 7 mana value spell plus Emrakul here. So I think we hold. Of course, we're going to draw into the land, right? Yeah. Good news is that we can definitely go for a pretty decent sized command. I'm actually even tempted to cast it now. And see if we can get there. Because it's an x equals 3, which would get us to, or x equals 4, which gets us to 6, 7. Hold green, red for Chrysalis. Or for Swine Micah Spawn, for World Breaker, what have you. Do you have a counter spell? GG's. Okay. I mean, we just were able to push through enough interaction to get there. Interesting. Oh, I straight up, I'll be honest, I 1000% thought that was game 1. Wait. How did game 1 end? Dude, I must either just be tired or like my memory's going. I 1000% thought this was game 1. I was like, oh, consigns main? Weird. No, it's not main. Okay. Dude. Oh, okay. Yep. Never mind. So this was just Tron, not even Eldrazi Tron, I don't think. Yeah. Well, portent. Yeah, like I said, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I'm going to chalk it up to that. That being said, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1, I will keep... I think we can drop the forest, right? Yeah, let's drop the forest. And pass. Marsh Flats, fetch. Sacred Foundry, shock for Guide of Souls. Okay, so it's energy. Would love to see a K return, command, etc. Windswept Teeth is not it. So we'll go Vernon Catacombs and pass. We'll pause on end step. Again, would love to see a K command. Or K return, rather. K command not as much because we don't have double colorless right now without a 7-minute value spell. So yeah, K return would be fantastic here. And fetch. Commercial district trigger. There's the K return. Ask me shall receive. So we'll be able to sweep the board. You want to do that at sorcery speed. Just in case they have a discharge to flip. I will play Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass. Next turn we can play the Swine Micah Spawn. We draw into a 7-mana value spell, we can actually set up for a K return from Yard as well. I guess we draw into a Swine Micah, or not Swine Micah Spawn, but a 7-mana value spell. At this point, we simply don't want to Ugin Lab imprint. We pitch Flage. Okay, we're going to Swine Micah Spawn into Bajuka Bog then. Draw. Another K return. That's good. So in that case, I think we go... I guess we could go Windswept Teeth fetch here. It's going to be a little less painful. We need to get rid of that Flage, lest it does hit the board. And we can always K return next turn. Jukabog. Jukabog, target you, and pass. No flage, no thank you. And pass. Whew. Yeah, we dodged a bullet. Discharge, that's fine. Attack for 4. Ghost Quarter. I will play Breeding Pool tapped. And hold up the K return. Question becomes whether or not we cast K return when they attack or not, or we wait. They had no other castables. Question is whether or not they drew into one. We'll go down to 9. I'll take it. Oof. Down to 6. Yeah, that's unfortunate. If we had swept earlier. I guess at that point might as well have waited, right? Oh, Jesus. For red. Play Ghost Quarter. They managed to get more cards in Yard. We can always get rid of the Arena of Glories. We're not just straight up dead. A Dashed Ragavan would suck. Oh, geez, I should have... Okay, maybe I should have just popped it regardless. Voice of Victory. Can't cast spells during your turn. Yes, that will resolve. Modular 2, Immobilize 2 hits me for 3, right? Oh, yikes. Want this. Raven Charm, target my Yard. That is fine. Do we need the Ghost Quarter now is the question? The answer is likely no. Makes 2 1/1s and then sacrifice at the beginning of end step. Okay. So I guess the K return would have hit the same things regardless. Dude. What the hell? We seriously drew into nothing but lands and 2 K returns. That's wild. Concede. That is wild. Alright, well, not much we can do about that. I'll bring in Dismember. We can cut the Gemstone Cavern. And a Karn. At the same time, we could just cut a Ghost Quarter. Like, I wonder if bringing in Trinisphere is worth it in this matchup. It's not a bad card in the matchup, don't get me wrong. But is it really beneficial once they already have bodies on board? Let's run it back like this. Trying to think like what the other options are. Like we could bring in like EE Chalice. Go Uin's Lab, Chalice on 1/1, which is pretty strong, don't get me wrong. EE would be another sweeper. So like we could cut 2 Karn for that, I suppose. Chalice and EE. It's a thought. At the same time, like a turn 2 Karn on the play sometimes just can be very strong. It is interesting. I will say one thing I do like about playing Trinispheres, I do have a Trinisphere lockback by going Liquid Metal Coating, just getting rid of their lands, getting them down to 2 lands, right? Or 2 mana, and then Trinisphere just to lock the game. So that is a nice lock that we now have available to us that we otherwise wouldn't. Oh. On play for game 2. Interesting. I mean, this is a turn for Breaker. I'll keep it. It's an interesting hand. Commercial District trigger. Swine Myco Spawn top. So it's a turn 3 Myco Spawn as well. Fascinating. Not a hand I was expecting to be good? Question mark. Sacred Foundry tapped. No turn 1 plays is interesting. Tells me that it might be a bit more reactive. So we'll go with Temple. We'll go for green. Pass. Hold up the Dismember. Arid Mesa. Fetch. Plains. Basic Plains. So we can't play anything on their turn, so that's fine. Kozilek's return solid. So we're going to kick Myco Spawn then. We'll take out the Sacred Foundry. This means we don't have to worry about Charma or Molten Rain. One, two, three, four, five, six. Tempted to actually go Ugin Lab, Imprint, Breaker, because we can cast Breaker regardless, and that also let us Dismember now, but opponent scoops it up, so we'll take the win. Alright. Yeah, so I think the right move here is Ugin Lab, Tuck Breaker, because we can cast the Breaker regardless. If we draw into Ugin, we'll be able to play the Ugin, which is fantastic in this matchup. Yeah. The Gemstone, or bring in the Gemstone, cut a Karn. Yeah, I really am tempted to maybe bring in EE Chalice here. Because like a Chalice on 1 is strong. It's basically like a K return in some senses. Chalice on 1 obviously is a good just lock piece. At the same time, having access to Tormod script, local meta coding, explosive Chalice, etc. is also very strong. So, I don't know. It's an interesting debate of like what we want to cut or keep in this instance. On the draw for game 2, we keep. We do need to find something off the top, though. When it goes down to 6 cards, what do we pitch is a good question. I mean, we want the lab so we can imprint the breaker, play the talisman. I think we pitch the forest, yeah? Yeah. And pass. No turn 1 plays again. Interesting. So in Myco Spawn, I mean, this is, in fact, another turn... Actually, wait, this is a turn 2 kick, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're short. So we need to draw into a soul land for a turn 2 kick. We'll pass in full. Fetch the Marsh Flats. Why didn't they do that on my end step for a Surveil land is my question. Marine of Glory. Voice of Victory, okay. Draw. Stomping Grounds. So I'm a little bit concerned about a Molten Rain's my only thing. I will play Soin Myco Spawn, trigger. I'll grab a Temple, play Misty Rain, and pass. I'll hold up the ability to respond on the off chance they play Blood Moon. But it's more likely... Well, okay. So I made a mistake. Didn't matter, but I did make a mistake because it was Charm instead. I should have played the... Oh no, I guess we grabbed Myco Spawn. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. That is fine. Pause and end step. Yeah, we would have had to fetch for a not Temple to play around a Charmon, which we probably should have. But we'll go Commercial District, trigger. Mugen bottom, or grave rather. And draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You son of a. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place this tapped. So currently at 5. No attacks. Yeah, they keep on Molten Raining me. We'll be in trouble. If they hadn't done that, we would have had Ugin. Been so good. On our turn 3 too. Pyromancer's fine. They didn't play a land, so they still have playables. They just Arena Glory. Why? Ooh. Why do that? Interesting. No attacks. And draw. Dude, what is with my draws right now? This is kind of nutty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn we have Ugin if they don't interact my lands. Fetch. If it was a Galvanic Discharge, they would have cast it. If it's a Flage, we're in danger. No Flage, thank God for that noise. Hold out the ability to respond, off chance that's relevant. Discharge, so they must have just picked that up. Otherwise they would have cast it last turn. We'll take 3, 5 down to 12. Any other castables? Molten Rain. Oh, thank God. Well, not thank God, but also... Okay. Pitching what? What's your last card? Pitching Ocelot Pride. That's fine. End step. Fetch. For a Breeding Pool tapped? Yeah. And draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're short on Emrakul, but not on Ugin. Name Eldrazi. Trigger. Voice of Reason represents 3 power, so I'll get rid of Voice. Short of a Static Prison, they are in danger. So I'm going to plus with Ugin. Trying to assign Myco Spawn, which is nice. And pass. So Static Prison is what they really would need. I guess this represents 5. Galvanic Discharge doesn't do it, but they could haste in a few things, I suppose, but doesn't look like they will. So Ugin or me? Really? All at me. So that's 5 down to 9. But it's really only representing 2 unless they can deal with Ugin. I think we just plus Ugin as well. 3 or Molten Rain, that is fine. Another Temple, we'll plus Ugin here. KGC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. We can imprint KGC. That allows me to pick. So trigger, get rid of Season Pyro, trigger, and get rid of Arena of Glory. We'll grab an Ugin Lab, Imprint, Emrakul. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast KGC, trigger, get rid of Pyro. And Bone scoops it up. And that there will be the 5-0 for today's Magic the Gathering Online League. Definitely made a few misplays here and there, I will admit. But overall, we were able to get there in the end and claim our... Is this our first trophy for this league, or is this our second one now? Hold up. This is our third one. So our third trophy for this league season so far. So pretty happy with those results. The list still feels good. I think maybe the introduction of the Trinispheres, while we didn't see them, will be good additions. I think both Jailer and Trinisphere have a decent amount of overlap. So having access to both will be beneficial, whether that be for Storm, whether that be for Living End, whether that be for Belcher, Gorios, Yawgmoth, etc., right? I think going down on a Malevolent Rumble is correct, given that right now we kind of did a bit more of a deep dive into Rumble, and basically it's at this point where it doesn't help you win, but it doesn't have such a bad rate that it's actively making you lose when it's in your opening hand. So it's kind of this just true neutral card that's just there. And so we're kind of scratching our brains, A, to figure out why it's that way, but B, if that is that way and we don't really want it in our opening hand, then maybe just trimming it down to 3 might be correct, which then opens us up for, let's say, more castables like Writhing Chrysalis, which is what I added here today. Once again, thought about the Talisman, but decided to go with the Chrysalis instead. Seeing Chrysalis more often wasn't bad. Chrysalis actually does also have a negative correlation to win rate, so it's hard to say if that's the right choice even, but yeah, I mean, we're always tuning and tweaking the deck, and I continue to feel like Karn is a good choice in the meta. Definitely might be the better choice to go up on Chrysalis. Hell, maybe I cut down on Karn a bit, but Karn also has been just really good. It has a very positive win rate, so which Karn just consistently has, whether the meta is artifact-centric or artifact-heavy or not. Karn just continues to put up numbers, and for good reason. I mean, it's arguably one of the best planeswalkers in existence. But yeah, solid stuff. Very happy with the results today, and that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my success and failure, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached the point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, where we'll be able to begin monetizing these videos. However, if you'd like to start supporting me monetarily now, you can do so by going over to my Patreon, where you can get early access to these videos and updates to my deck guides. Once I've gotten a bit more of a sense of like the direction of the deck, I think I'm starting to settle in, so I'll start updating it a little bit more. But you always can have access to my sideboard guides, all of my deck lists, so a lot of free content for you guys as well. But the support through Patreon is very much appreciated. With that being said, folks, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!